Hello everyone, it is AD with Astrology, and I'm here to do your pick a card reading today. So we are going to do a love reading for two reasons. I'm not doing the Cosmo Quickie this week because next week I will probably be on hiatus. My family is coming into town. My sister is moving into her college dorm, so there's going to be a lot happening. So I just wanted to do something fun. I have another reading planned for tomorrow or later this week that will not be love-centered, so you can be on the lookout for that. That'll be more, real life organization and all that good stuff. But yeah, this week we're going to be doing a pick a card on love and where you are currently and what's happening next. And to be honest, this is a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine because I don't know if you've been feeling it, but I've been feeling like very lonely, I'll say. I just been like, and normally I don't feel that way. Normally I'm like really good. I got a whole lot of Aquarian energy, so I make it a point not to care. But lately I've really been caring. So I just wanted to see what's going on in a love front. And I think it's because like career's doing okay. Like other things are okay. But right now I just want to do some love stuff. So just indulge with me. But yeah, we'll be back to the more like, I don't want to say serious, but the more like regular kind of life circumstance readings will be the next one. So so please just take a moment, meditate, see what Yu-Gi-Oh card speaks to you guys. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Like I said, we're going to be looking into where you are in your love life currently, and then we're going to be looking into what's next. So it'll be like a two-prong reading. So I hope that it's really detailed. Of course, I'm going into this pretty open. I have no expectations of what's going to go down. So hopefully you enjoy this reading. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below if this resonates with you. If it doesn't, that's okay. But just be nice if you're going to say that it doesn't. And I've been getting a little saucy with the comments, which is okay because I don't mind critique, but it does resonate with some people, and then other people it might not resonate with. So if you're just, insulting the whole reading, well then, thanks, I guess, for the negative energy, whatever. But like, that's all I gotta say, guys. I'm really limited on personal reading, so if you want a personal reading, you can reach out to me, but I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get to it because I am on such a limited space. Like I said, I got a lot going on, but I'll let you know when that's like back up and running. Like it's running, but like, just be patient with me, okay? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So let's go ahead and shuffle right on into it. So we'll move this here, put this here, and then move this on down. Okay. Hello everyone, it is AD with Astrology. This is if you picked pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your pick a card. Today we are going to be looking at the love update. What is going on in love and what is next. I'm excited to do this reading. I'm curious myself. I did a whole spiel in my intro, so if you're interested in the spiel, then please click over to the intro. And yeah, let's just go ahead and hop straight into it head first. So you got Crusadia Power, which I really enjoyed this reading. Hold on, let me tap, make sure that it's like focused in. But I really do love this card. If you can watch it, it's just a focus issue. But if you can see, there's like two powerful energies that are kind of coming together. That kind of reminds me of like this Titan energy. So it really just shows like a very powerful entity. To me, it reminds me of guardian angels and, people who are watching out for you and kind of the universe orchestrating certain things that are beyond your control but will benefit you. So that's what I'm getting. So I'm curious to see what we get into. I'm gonna slide that over to the side. Yeah, we can start with astrology. So yeah, I'm gonna start with astrology cards. Please keep in mind that I do subscribe to Vedic, so my placements could be different, but the energy should read about the same. So we're just looking to see kind of what's going on currently. Where are we? What do we have to expect? What are we looking into? Maybe you can see your Zodiac sign in here to see if this reading will align with you. Any of that good stuff. So let's see what is going on for pile 1 currently in their love life. Third house messages. So Gemini energy, okay? So Gemini energy in third house always gives me a curiosity. So there's something about learning. There's something about just being curious. Yeah, Saturn, truth. And then there's delay. So there's like movement and then there's delay. Mercury and Saturn aren't the best of friends. because Mercury likes to move. Saturn likes to stay put. Mercury is kind of the poet, where Saturn is very direct and to the point. Venus love, beautiful. So there will, but Saturn, so again, but Saturn loves Venus. So I do imagine that there is going to be a major change, or at least an awaited change that is happening. You know, you could be very interested in love, curious about what's going on next, curious about what's about to happen. But Saturn has certainly been kind of like a blockage there. But Saturn really rewards and loves Venus. So that's super duper positive. So whatever it is that you're waiting for is going to be a much needed and celebrated change. Absolutely. Air communication. I'm saying Virgo, that's Earth, excuse me. But I got Virgo from this card. But Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy represented. Cancer, I feel, Mercury mind. Ha 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 ha. He 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 he. I knew that it was gonna come out. I just felt it in my spirit. So, you know, I really do feel this is a very interesting message. So right now, I just heard Selena Gomez, the heart wants what it wants. But I do feel like you need to start listening to your heart. Listen to your heart. Like, I really feel like there's emotions that are within you that you want to bring out, but you're kind of doing, you're doing this number where you're trying to intellectualize feelings or put logic onto feelings. Feelings are inherently illogical, so you're never going to do that. So I'm sorry if you have your Venus in an air sign or an air house, or you have your Venus in a water sign and it's an air house, or vice versa. I just feel like there's something here about trying to intellectualize love when love is really a feeling. And I think once you kind of get out of your imagination or how you think something is going to go and just allow yourself to feel it, I really do think that you're going to be off to a great start, particularly if you're a Venus and Virgo person, or a Venus in the 6th house person. I really do feel like you think a lot about love and don't act on love, because it is illogical and it is scary and you don't have any control over it. But I do think that mindset needs to absolutely change, right? We got Saturn. Saturn is so uncomfortable, guys, in this little mix right here. Like, Saturn feels like it has no friends, because Saturn is the opposite of all this Cancerian energy too. So I just feel like there is a strong delay, but the delay is because, like, you're trying to intellectualize something that cannot be intellectualized. Love can be felt. It's not anything that can be reasoned with. It's unreasonable. It's inherently unreasonable. So I really feel like that's where you are right now, is like a lot is happening in your mind. But your heart is trying to communicate certain things to you. So I really feel like I'm just hearing that there's probably going to be need to do some heart chakra work. Green is for the heart chakra. Look at this, green, green, green. So I really would embrace green. I would embrace love. I would look up meditations on how to open up your heart and get out of that kind of cerebral side of you when it comes to love, that intellectual side of you, and really try to tune into the feeling side of you, because I feel like that's a blockage, especially with Saturn. And that will continue to be a blockage, particularly if you've had ups and downs in love lives. I feel like it could all be rooted to you were trying to intellectualize something that cannot. Or maybe at sometimes I'm hearing, like, if you have been in partnerships and you have been in long-term relationships, you haven't necessarily understood where the person comes from when they're talking to you in an emotional fashion. You're just like, well, that doesn't make sense. That's illogical. So whatever. And you might chop them to the side. If that's not the case, then that's okay. Then that just doesn't resonate with you, okay? Then maybe this isn't your pile. But if this does make some type of sense, I really feel like the delay has come from Spirit trying to get you out of that, for you to change that aspect of you, or at least acknowledge that aspect within yourself and work with that aspect within yourself. I don't necessarily know if you can change it, but you just understand that there's different ways to experience love. Your way of intellectualizing it and making it all cerebral and feeling in your head, that's one way to have love. But there are 3 other kinds of ways to have love. You know, there's like, 7 love languages or something. So I just think that there has to be an opening up to different interpretations of how to love, so you can receive it. Because if you end up in the situation where you might end up attracting somebody. I'm also hearing, so I'm excited to get into your cards, but you might also end up attracting somebody who does the same thing. And then you're going to understand the frustration that can come with somebody who thinks about love in a logical sense. I'm trying to think. I was like, where's my Venus? I'm trying to think. My Venus in my D9 chart is an Aquarius, so I understand this. Like, I do get it. And sometimes I'm in and out. Where's the Venus in my regular? Oh, it's in Pisces and Capricorn. So this isn't necessarily my issue. I feel too much. I just am very realistic and practical, so I can't necessarily relate. But I do get it. You know, I do understand it, particularly if you have that Venus in Virgo, Venus in the 6th house, Venus in an air house, Venus in an air sign. Like, I really am feeling for you because that's difficult, but not impossible. Do I need to use the other? I feel like I got a lot of cards. I feel like I got a lot of information from this, so I'm not going to dig into the other Zodiac. Don't get mad if I end up using it in other parts of this reading. I don't, but for you, I feel like this was pretty telling of where we're starting. So let's go ahead and look at it. Yeah, definitely green. I would definitely look into some green stones, wearing green, just embracing that color. Okay, so we got the Queen of Pentacles here. So what love update, what is going on in pile 1? And that gives me that Saturn energy too, of just like you've been waiting a long time. Oh wow, universe to the Queen of Wands. Boom, I love that. That really shows evolution. 5 of Wands on Saturn, splat dead in the middle of that card. The 10 of Swords in the middle of the deck. All right, so you really, pile 1, are closing out this cycle. It could be a cycle of being single, being on your own, or if you've been in a connection, you've been in a relationship, it's ending that cycle. First, I'm getting 2 energies here. So either you've been a person who you've always been in relationships. You've just been in relationships for long periods of time, and now you're like, that relationship could be ending. So you're like, hey, I'm about to do my own thing. Or you haven't been in any type of relationships. There's been a really slow delay. You've either been single forever or just for a really long time. It takes you a long time to meet people. That cycle's ending. So it just depends. But either way, no matter how you're coming at a pile 1, you land on this Queen of Wands. So you're really embracing yourself, your sensuality, your sexuality. The Hermit card. So yeah, there could be an ending to this, or I just feel like there's that Gemini energy here. There's a curiosity about what's on the other side. You know, I'm hearing the grass is always greener. So yeah, some of you have been in a long-term commitment and you're wanting out. Some of you want in. You know, it just depends on what spectrum you're looking at. Oh man, we have another 5, the 5 of Pentacles. So a lot of changes to your stability, a lot of changes to what makes you comfortable. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow, 2 circles and a 10. So this is a major shift is what's happening right now. A lot of changes. So however you're coming at this reading, you're going to be on the complete other side of it by the time it's all said and done. And then we even have the 6 of Cups with the Scorpio energy. I'm sorry guys if this is like super cricket. Yeah, okay. I think sorry, I'm not as OCD as I wish I was, but I was like, I'd rather just talk about it. But regardless, I really do feel like the Queen of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, there is an energy here of an ending of sorts, and you really learning how to embrace yourself. I feel like this is different from your past. There's an ending to things from your past. There's a revolution here. So you're definitely coming into a different version of yourself, you know. There does seem to be like there was a feeling of isolation to the 5 of Wands or Hermit card. There was a feeling of isolation, but I do feel like that's changing. You're stepping out of that. You're coming out of like this kind of cocoon, because I do feel like Saturn has been an issue there, but it reverts back to, right, let me see, again, Pentacles, all we have is the 6 of Cups, which is past energy, and it's Scorpio. And Venus in Scorpio is detriment. So again, I'm just saying, like, there's something here about the way that you think and you handle about love that has to change first. The change has to come internally. I feel like maybe I keep saying that phrase. I'm sick of saying it, but I was just like, there's so much that happens on that cerebral level. There's so much that happens in your mind that you're not accounting for the realism of the world that actually happens when feelings actually enter. And so you're blocking yourself. You're truly blocking yourself if you're trying to outthink love, or if you think that you know what's going to happen. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. So I think that that's the change that has to happen first, and then it'll open you up. It'll be totally different from your past. You're divorcing yourself from your past. You're divorcing yourself from your childhood, and you're stepping into this new light. But there's an end of, fear, And I'm also getting something here. There might be something with the mother energy, either like, you and your mother could be really close, you and your mother could be very far, but even with the Cancer energy here, there might be a really important conversation that you end up having with your mother about love, and maybe that is something that triggers and opens this. If that does not resonate, then don't take it again. But for some of you, and it will even have daughter of the reconciler. So there might be a really important conversation with your mother, specifically when it has to deal with love and how love happens. I feel like it'll happen organically. I don't think that you need to walk up, so mom, what do you think about love? But I think that there will be a really organic conversation, and it might change your perspective on it in some type of way. The Sagittarius Temperance energy, so that's really fun. That's exploration. That's going out. The Ten of Cups, beautiful. The Two of Pentacles, so definitely like changes. There are blessings that come in, but I really feel like they have to happen. Yeah, the Devil. You have to release any of the... That is the lesson. That's the lesson with the Devil card here. Again, I'm just being drawn to Saturn, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. And then we'll move into what's next. But I feel like all this Pentacle energy, work, school, that might be somebody, that might be the priority for right now. But in the midst of it, you really might be doing the work to overcome. The Foolish Man at the bottom of the deck. How beautiful is that? Then we have the Knight of Swords to the King of Cups. So there is somebody coming in for sure. I feel like if you were to meet this person, it would happen in the space of school, work, something that's an organized function. But the work has to happen internally first. And this could be something that, you could have inherited or adopted from your mother or your mother figure if you don't have the traditional mother. I'm emphasizing the mom because that's what I got with all the Cancer energy. But if you have a father who is, in that way, then that works too, however it resonates with you. But I really do feel like you might have inherited this... I don't want to say it's not good or bad. The universe is neutral, but I will say difficult way of understanding love, because love is something that cannot be understood. You can't like take a class on love. Like you just got to experience it. You got to live it. But I feel like that was something that, you either adopted or it was inherited into you. So it's not your fault. It's just your soul's karma. It's not anything bad. But it is something that spirit wants you to work with and work through, because there does look to be a connection that is going to come in. But here we go with the King of Cups, the complete opposite of everything that we talked about, right? Complementary to the Queen of Pentacles, but the antithesis to the Queen of Wands. So there is like this imbalance that's kind of happening right here between this connection, where it's going to be triggering and it's going to challenge you because this person is going to be pretty emotional and for all intents and purposes illogical. But guess what? You'll probably like them. So you're going to have to, learn how to compromise. Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, working towards compromising and learning how to work with other people. But you have to open up your mind. You have to open up your heart in order to do that. Spirit isn't going to send you somebody for you to... I'm sorry to be so... Oh my goodness, Paul One, I apologize that it's going to come out this way, but this is how I heard it. Spirit is not going to send you a nice, soft soul for you to just bully and gang up on with your intellect. That's not fair. You can't just... You're not going to be able to like cuss this person out the way that you want to. You're not going to be able to talk to them all crazy because like they have a heart, they have a soul. Just because you have an on and off switch doesn't mean that everybody else does. So that's just something that you have to be aware of. It's really learning how to communicate, because there's somebody that's going to come in for you for sure. But it really is learning how to work with a sensitive individual. Maybe you come from a household where people aren't sensitive, so you're used to being able to say whatever you want or whenever you want, and it kind of rubs off, or you're able to kind of be petty. You're really really going to have to learn to deal with somebody who's, you know, more sensitive than you. And that's a trait. That's a skill. I personally, my first relationship, I was really bad at that. Like, I'm not really good at that. I've had to learn how to talk to the opposite sex in particular. You know, I've had to learn to be like, oh, wow, there's feelings in there. Shit, I would have never known. So, that seems to be what's coming up for you. But I do think that there has to be an admittance on your end first with the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, that you're willing to do the work. You don't, it's one of those things where like you can't go into relationships already with the mindset that you're always right. It leaves no room for compromise. And Spirit's not going to send you nobody because, you know, they're not going to let you, again, they're just not going to let you gang up on someone like a nice person. Like, they're just not going to allow it. So I mean this in like a funny, you know, joking way. I don't mean to come off accusatory. So please don't I'm joking. I'm laughing. I'm not joking necessarily, but you know, I'm not like, I'm not trying to be that way. But so don't shoot the messenger. I guess that's what I want to say. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's really what I'm getting right here. So now let's look into what's next in love for our pile number 1 people, the Five of Wands, of course. So there's still challenges, you know. Challenge of the ego, and then we have the Five of Cups. So many fives, but I really am taking the fives as symbolic of change, but it's uncomfortable. It is going to be uncomfortable because I do think that you're having to pretty much rewire almost everything that you thought about love, because like I said, you can't think anything about love. You have to experience it. The Devil again. Saturn is just really trying to get these lessons in. The Queen of Wands. Oh, I'm so happy that I used a fresh deck because I wanted to, you know, juxtapose the different cards. So that, I guess that's a note for me, but it's interesting to see, you know, the Queen of Wands pop up again. What's next in love? The Justice card. Nice. Nice. The Ten of Swords again. Okay, so real endings, real change. It's really reflective. So it seems like, again, what's happening now is what's going to happen next for you, because it really is up to you on when you decide to kind of work on this journey. But I'm telling you that Saturn, the Devil, is going to delay anything until you open yourself up to be, you know, to receive love, you know. Ooh, the Empress, beautiful. And then one more. Some of you, if you're already in a connection or a commitment of some sort, there could be some children here, or there might have been loss of child. I'm not putting that out there if it doesn't resonate, but I am getting that here with this. So if that did happen, that was an indication to move forward. Maybe that person was not right and that spirit was not going to come through because it wasn't going to be able to thrive in a certain circumstances. That could be for one person. So, okay, but I'm going to say it. All right. What is this? The Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you got the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor. Oh my gosh. All right, so what's next in love? The moment that you do that, pretty much, and like back off a little bit on some of the things that you think you should do, then what's next for you is really divine counterpart, point blank period, stable, long-term commitment, relationship, Emperor, Empress, Emperor, period. Either it came, like I said, going back to the original thought, either it came at the end of a relationship, and you're leaving that relationship and you're going to be doing your own thing and then move into another relationship, or this will be your first relationship. It depends on what part you're coming at this relationship. But it does seem like there has to be balance of that emotional fulfillment. That's what's fighting. It's just like you cannot, I'm sick of saying, I'm about to cut your reading off because I just feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. But it's just like you're not going to be able to think about what you're feeling and vice versa. You're not going to be able to feel what you're thinking about. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so you have to get over this Nine of Swords and this fear, this fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of whatever it is, fear of being cheated on, whatever it is that you've told yourself, that if this happens, then this can't happen, and if this happens, then this has to happen, and da-da-da-da. You have to divorce yourself from any of those limiting thoughts, because the devil is really loud right there. And so, Spirit is asking you to cut that off, end it, and kind of give yourself a blank slate when it comes to what's next, for you. But I can promise you, after you open yourself up, please do, and I'm drawn to all this green imagery here again, please do the removal of the heart chakra spaces. And for some of you, I'm hearing, this might be from past life. Oh, I don't know why I didn't say this earlier, but especially with all this devil energy, especially with all the Saturn and Capricorn energy, this could be past life karma. This might not be anything that you in this physical 3D body have been even conscious or aware of. This could be something that your soul fights through this lifetime. And so that is why Saturn is so dominant and so present in the evolution of this, because you will be rewarded. We saw that, Venus loves Saturn. So once you learn the lesson, your lesson is very specific. It has to deal with stop thinking about love and just go ahead and do love and open yourself to receive love. Then that's what's going to end up happening. And you're going to end up in a beautiful relationship. Even if even if there's ups and downs, of course, there's no relationship that's perfect. But golly, could you get into a long-term commitment? You're headed to a long-term commitment for sure. Somebody that you're supposed to build with, and you're supposed to have a stable connection with. The Ace of Pentacles, a very fruitful and profitable soulmate connection is going to open up to you. Absolutely. But this just seems very karmic, especially with all of these major arcanas in the Five of Cups. It just seems like pile one, there's been a divorcing. It could be a divorce, a physical divorce, or just now there's just been a divorcing between your mind and your heart, and Spirit is really asking you to fuse it and merge those back together. So that's really what's next for you. And then right after that, boom, connection, commitment, really quickly. So, but it's going to take work. It really is going to take work, because there are a lot of, like I said, fears. There's a lot of, it could be past life triggers and all the other stuff that are coming up. This isn't like, I'm saying this and easier said than done, but this is really what Spirit wants you to focus on right now, in regards to your love life. Anything else, Spirit? What's happening next? The Queen of Pentacles to the Death card. Again, just a reflection of what we're talking about. There's something here about getting out of your comfort zone and your security. The Four of Cups. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You can't think it. You just got to jump. The Six of Pentacles. That's how the universe is going to reward you. This is the work that you have to do. You have to admit that there's room for growth and expansion, and that, you're not ready. You don't know everything about love, and you don't know everything about feelings, because there's nothing to know. There's nothing to know. But you got this Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And so I just feel like the moment, right, and then we have is that the Nine of Swords again? Yeah, it's just like your fear. Yeah, Spirit is highlighting the Hermit card. What is this? The Nine of Cups. So nines. So Spirit is highlighting that your fear of rejection, abandonment, and trying to avoid that is preventing you from actually experiencing a relationship to begin with. Like I said, this is on a deep, deep, deep subconscious level. We are bringing this conversation to the forefront, to the conscious, so it can be looked at and addressed, and it can be healed from and moved on from. The sun is beautiful. This is not anything that cannot be quote unquote fixed. This is nothing that can't be worked with. You're not doomed. It's just Saturn. Saturn does not mean no. It just represents delay. That's it. So, and Saturn is an extremely patient planet. So you have all the time in the world. If you don't kind of start doing this work and all this other stuff, you could be on doing this dance till you're 60, 70 years old, however long. And if you die before it happens, guess what? Boom, you've earned yourself another lifetime. That is how patient Saturn is. It'll wait till you're reborn to greet you and slap you with the exact same lesson. So this is just something that, if this makes sense in any way, think about it. meditate on it. And if this makes sense, then start doing the heart chakra work, because your fear of rejection and abandonment and loss is preventing you from even stepping into a relationship. There are beautiful things that happen in a relationship. No, they're not perfect. It could be because like you have people around you who are always talking about how shitty love is, and it is, but let me tell you, the moments of highs are great. And so you're not even able to experience the moments of highs because you're stuck in this, hermit Virgo energy. I really don't think that this is your fault necessarily, but if you're my people with your Venus in the 6th house, Venus in Virgo, Venus in Scorpio, Venus in an air house or something, especially Venus in like Aquarius or Venus in the 11th house, Saturn is grouped in with your Venus. So it is a karmic thing. It's not, there's debts that have to be paid. And so this is how you start repaying those debts, how you can clear your debt, clear your name, start at zero, and then enter into a really beautiful, powerful, long-term committed relationship. I'm not here to tell you if you're going to get married or not to this person, but I am here to tell you that this is a divine counterpart, and you don't have to be in this feeling of isolation. You don't have to be in this period of blockage, or I know I'm harping if you're still listening to this and you're in a committed relationship right now. It's just like you don't necessarily have to stay in the commitment that you're in right now because of the fear of rejection and abandonment. You'll be fine on your own too. It just depends on what angle you're looking at this from. But if you've been told you've lost things, you haven't been able to keep things, and it's time for you to exit that relationship, then exit that relationship, do your own thing, rebuild yourself up, step into that Empress energy. Then you'll attract the Emperor that you're meant to. So it really does feel like you have to just bite the bullet, pile one, and reprogram yourself and what you think about love to finally admit that you don't know much of anything about it, and no one does. No one does, okay? Hear me, I'm trying. I give my best advice, that I can, but I don't know anything. I just have a whole bunch of hypotheses that I throw out there, and I talk to men and I talk to women, and I try to come up with these conclusions. But even this, it's a hypothesis. It's not a proven theory. I will never be able to prove any of the theories that I have. I just have the theories, right? But I feel like you've been so caught up in your theory making that you haven't even run the experiment itself. And so Spirit is saying, get rid of all that and then start running that, experiments, okay? So that's really what I got for you. I honestly think that this is pretty positive because this is giving clear, in my opinion, this is giving really clear kind of indications on what the blockages are and what you can do, which normally we don't get. So if you vibe with that, and look at this Sun card. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. It's destined to. But just pay off this karma. Pay off this karma. And let's see if I can get a couple cards. Sorry for the beeping. Let's see if I can get a couple cards for Spirit to just give you a kind of time frame of when this is happening, or any significant dates or periods of time to look out for. Time is funky, guys, so don't hold me to this, but I thought that it'd be fun to have this in the reading at some point. So we have Virgo season, September 11th through October 16th, 6 weeks, 6 months, harvest the crops. Okay, so it does look like by Virgo season, we saw Virgo energy a lot. I've mentioned Virgo throughout this reading. Vedic Virgo season, mind you. September 17th to October 16th, within 6 weeks, within 6 months for some of you, you will be meeting somebody, or there'll be a window of opportunity. Oh, beautiful. Wow, and I shuffled the crap out of these. So then we got October 17th to November 15th. So between September and November, depending on how this works for you, is when this will open up. So you have a couple. I'm personally being drawn to the weeks, but for some of you guys, this could be months. I'm not here to put a label on it. For some of you guys, this could be years, depending on how long it takes for you to do kind of this work. But there will be a window of opportunity. There's a window coming up for you between September and November, where this could possibly, where you could end up meeting somebody, okay? Or you could, this reading could just really click, or it finally makes sense to what I'm saying, because sometimes you hear stuff. I do readings for myself all the time, and I'll be like, oh, that's what I meant. Or and people do readings for me, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. It'll be so long, after the fact. So that happens too. Let's go ahead and move into some of these oracles, guys. For pile number 1. Oh, wow, this reading ran a little long. I didn't even realize I was talking that long. I'm so sorry, pile number 1. So we got passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it, period. That's the Queen of Wands energy. So there is this attraction. But just because you're attractive doesn't mean that you can't block it. Spirit can send you everything on the planet. And if you block it, then that's up to you. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. There is another, you know, energy that is meant for you. You're not meant to be alone. Absolutely. You're not meant to be alone. You're not meant to be in this isolated feeling, in this isolated situation. You are meant to experience relation and connection. You just got to get out of your head. You may not understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose in the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. I specifically feel like that's speaking to the people who lost something within a connection, be it a child, a pregnancy, something like that. It just, this was, I don't want to, okay, I'm just going to say it really quick because I don't want to trigger anybody, but it could be a blessing in disguise that might not have been the person that you were meant to experience this child with. Energy is never created nor destroyed. It's only transferred. So if the energy ends up being transferred back, it's just because it didn't happen. For some of you, you know, this might be more on the predictive line. This might be something that clicks a little bit later, but if something comes through and it didn't happen, that person just might not be the one. That's just spirit redirecting that energy. Do not take it as a loss. Do not take it as a failure. Okay. All right. We're getting off of that because I do not want to dwell, but if I see it, I have to say it. But this is beautiful. You know, there is going to be a really great partnership. Yeah, you deserve love. You really do. You are lovable. I think you need to hear that. You are lovable. You deserve it. You deserve this connection. I don't know what it is that you're telling yourself or what it is that you're thinking about, but you're wrong. Playfulness, open up. You know, have fun with it. It's not as serious as you're making it. There's highs and there's lows, there's goods and there's bads, and all of it is a part of the journey. You can't, you know, again, you can't intellectualize that. Release your ex. And I really feel like for some of you, if there isn't an ex to release, this is release your past karmas. Release that feeling that you were just born with, you know, that that love sucks, everything sucks, nothing's worth it. You're just going to end up lost and thrown away anyway, so what's the point of even trying? Release that expectation. Release any of the past situations. And again, if this is speaking to somebody who is in a relationship, this is more confirmation that it's time for you to move on, move into different spaces, end it, keep moving forward, keep trucking, and, you know, keep pushing through it. Your ancestors are really orchestrating this to happen, okay? So they're with you every step of the way, but you are absolutely lovable. You deserve to be in a really fully committed, I mean, come on. This is the cream of, this is the top of the top of relationships. You're going to get it. It's in the stars for you. It's fated. But some of you are needing to step in to it, and some of you are needing to step into this really scary space that you haven't, you know, experienced before, and others of you are needing to step out of your comfort zone. So just take it as it resonates. But that's what I got for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. I didn't even realize that I was yammering on that long, so thanks for hanging in there. But I appreciate you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment, drop a like. Anything else? Yeah, follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, guys. I would appreciate that. I might be taking a little bit of a hiatus because I have a lot of things happening in my life. So I might be gone for a week or two, but I miss you. I love you. There'll be one more reading for the week, so I'm not out yet, but I just wanted to let you know. Alrighty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where are we going to put this? I'm always like running out of space, I feel. Okay. All right, so that was pile number 1. Ooh, that was interesting. So we're going to see what the rest of the piles have in store, because like I said, I come to these things blind. I have no idea what's going on. But pile 1 was really fascinating. Okay. Hello, pile number 2. This is AD with Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. Today, we are talking about love. This is a love update, so we're going to see where you are currently and then see what you have to look forward to next. Pile 1 was really, in my opinion, very insightful and interesting. So I'm coming to these readings blind, so I have no idea what's going to come through. We're going to start with astrology, move into tarot, and then end on oracle decks, the usual formula, guys. So I'm really excited. Without any further ado, we can just hop into it and see what's going on. So you got a really interesting card. In fact, I was really jealous when this came out. I was like, ooh, pile 2 seems like a really cool energy. And if you can see it here, let me refocus if that needed to happen. But we got this deep sea artisan. And then this person that's collected all this memorabilia. It kind of reminds me of like one of those antique shops. So I imagine that there's like a lot of knowledge or wisdom, or there's been a curation of your love life. So we're going to see how that fits. But I imagine something really cool, you know, artisan, artistic, somebody who works with their hands. So let's go ahead and start with the astrology and see what Spirit has to say. So what is going on for pile 2? What is going on for pile 2's love life, love update? Spirit, please keep in mind this is Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology. So my placements might be different, but the energy should read about the same. Chiron healing. Interesting. I haven't seen this card come out in a very long time. Now that I'm seeing it, I was like, I have not seen Chiron come out in a minute. So really powerful kind of energy to start off with. So there is a lot of healing. And you know, I really see, and this is like Pan, the, you know, also representative of the devil energy. So there is healing of past karmas, past trials and tribulations, the 9th house, faith. So you could be opening up spiritually, expanding, yeah, any of that good stuff. Sagittarius, I see. Sorry, a big car just went by. So this is really interesting. Yeah, Neptune sacrifice. Neptune does not help. So we're dealing with really Pisces, Jupiter energy with Neptune here. Sacrifice. Okay, let's get some more cards. Yeah, destiny, all right, and earth element stability. I want one more. First house, the body. And then sun, spirit. Independence. Independence. I really feel like, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure where you are in your journey. I don't want to make any, I can't make any predictions off of this, but there is a strong call for freedom. There's a strong call for like doing your own thing and really just busting out of any of the trappings that you've had, be it you in a relationship right now and you're like, I need to get out of it, I need to breathe, or Spirit is saying, you know, you need some time on your own in order to let this healing happen, and it's destined. I don't want to get, here's what I want to say. I'm going to say it, and then but I'm not tying myself to this, but I really feel like Spirit has been urging you, pile 2, to seek freedom. And maybe some of you have really been fighting it, but you have to do this because it is a part of your destiny. It's going to put you in this stable space. I feel like you might take freedom as being unstable, but really freedom is the best thing that you could have for right now, especially with the first house, the body. This is Aries energy, all this fire, but it'll get you to the stability that you're probably craving. Yeah. And then we got the sun spirit, this Leo energy, and again, number 1. So this is all about, it's all about you, girl, on your 16th birthday. But it's all about you. I really feel that way. So there's definitely a calling to be put self first, put self in center stage. This is your show. Everybody else is just, you know, a passing character. I feel like you don't do that or you don't consider yourself to do that, or maybe you do that too much. We'll have to look at the cards, but right now I feel like you're meant to move in that direction, you know, as if your Rahu is in Sagittarius or in the 9th house or something like that for some of you guys, which will put what if your Rahu would put K2 in the 3rd, so not necessarily. All right, let's I'm gonna pull the Zodiac deck. I didn't need it for the first pile, but for you guys I just want to show some emphasis. Virgo. Okay. Oops, this one slipped through. Saturn. Oh my goodness. This is looking like palm 1, but different. But yet different, sort of. Pluto. Oops, excuse me. Are you okay? Sorry, my dog's choking over there. All right. Pluto, Libra. A lot of birthdays. So I feel like your birthday is coming up. Your birthday might be anywhere from like now, starting like August, mid-August, all the way to December. So that's a really wide range. But yeah, like I'm getting real September to December birthdays right here. Sagittarius, just backing that up. And then Earth. Okay, I'm excited to get back into the cards because this is pretty fascinating. It's pretty complex. I feel like we're gonna be here for a minute. So buckle in, okay? So yeah, kind of echoing off of Pile 1. If you have extra time, you might want to watch Pile 1 because these are very similar energies that came out. But there's definitely a need to balance this part of you that has a very idealistic look on what love and relationships should look like versus what's actually happening. And I feel like you're trying to force something maybe into this box, and so Spirit is trying to teach you this lesson that is going to change, and then that'll bring in balance. But there's a need for independence right now. So some of you guys need to just focus on yourself. Even if you're in a relationship and you're married, I'm not saying that you need to burn the relationship to the ground and all that other stuff. All I'm saying is you need to take the energy that you're focusing on either a lover that you actually do have or an imaginary friend lover that you want to come in. You need to take that energy and put it and gear it towards you, what you want and what drives you. That's the lesson in this. I'm not necessarily seeing breakup, but I am seeing just a redirection of energy at this point in time. If it is breakup for you, then let it be breakup. But if you're kind of happy in your connection and it's just real topsy-turvy right now, it's just imbalanced, there is a need for a transformation, a revolution in how this connection is overall thought about. And I do think that there needs to be like a detachment for a second, just so both of you can have some sort of room to breathe. So I do feel like there's already a commitment happening. If this isn't if you're not in a commitment right now, then you might want to check out another pile. But I feel like I'm speaking to people who are already in something, who are already in a commitment. So let's see. What is currently going on in pile number 2's love life? What is going on in pile number 2? Ooh. Interesting. The Princess of Pentacles and the Princess of Cups. So this is the Page energy, which is really young, really youthful. So I don't know what to say quite yet. But let's go ahead and keep getting into it. Justice. All right, Libra again. Yeah, I feel like there's already a commitment that's happening. The Three of Pentacles. Wow, the Page of Wands. Okay, so a lot of Page energy. The Fool. The Six of Swords. Are we in the camera? The Four of Pentacles. And one more. Yeah, I need the whole picture. All right, the King of Pentacles. Okay. And then we have the Prince of Cups at the bottom of the deck. All right. Give me a second to tune in. So what I say what is going on right now is there is a need for collaboration, but with the Four of Pentacles, so right now I'm focusing on these inner cards. So there is going to be a need for collaboration and some sort of understanding, right? But I'm even drawn to the Turtle. It's slow. There's something that's not happening. Somebody, quite honestly, needs to grow up in this connection, and it could be the person that you're dealing with the King of Pentacles there, but I feel like I'm sorry, pile number 2, but I feel like it's a level of both. Don't shoot the messenger. If this doesn't resonate and you don't want to hear that, then just click on another video and that's fine, or click another pile. But I really do feel like there's so much youthful energy in here, and it feels like there's a need to come forth and collaborate. I feel like two people are operating kind of this very naive and juvenile look at love, look at relationships, and it's preventing anybody moving forward, or because somebody's just like, this is how it should be, this is how it shouldn't be. But there's a level of maturity that has to come into this connection in order for it to balance out and move forward. Both people need to understand, okay, so yeah, this is a lot, which I had a feeling it was gonna be. it goes back to what I was saying. It's echoing what I was saying earlier, where I was just like, I don't think, and I think that that is an issue that we have in our community in general, and just the women versus men and how we talk about each other, how we talk to our friends. It's almost as if there's a blip in a relationship, or there's a misunderstanding in a relationship, and people are just like, break up with that person, leave that person, don't talk to them anymore. That's immature, you know, to an extent. If this person isn't like, if you really love and you really like this person and all the other stuff, and you really get where they're coming from, then sometimes the answer isn't to break up and leave the relationship completely. Sometimes the middle ground is to just really take a break and step aside and focus on independence, while also being secure that the relationship will be there when you guys are on a better footing and understanding. So this is about the idea of compromise, the Three of Pentacles. So there has to be a level of maturity for both of you. I think that both of you understand in this connection that neither of you are actually going anywhere. There's a lot of love, but there's a lot of friction right now. There's a lot of back and forth. It seems kind of like it doesn't have a direction. And so that's why I do feel like Spirit is saying you have to take a step back and focus in on your own independence individually before you step foot into trying to make this and force the relationship to be what you want it to be. Because I feel like somebody's coming from this angle, somebody's in this angle, and there's not really anything that's productive happening in the meantime. Or it just seems like there's 2 steps forward and then they get stuck there. Not even backwards, it just gets stuck. Like there's just nothing kind of happening. Not in any direction that anybody would want to say. It's just like you guys are, I got an image of like a 3-legged race where your feet are bound together. You're not going to be able to cut that tie, but one wants to go right, one wants to go left. And so it's just like, okay, you can both just stand there because there's no one agreeing in which direction to go, or you could stay, talk, collaborate, see which would be the most effective way to go, and then start moving in that, and then you'll be moving, sailing again. So this is pretty interesting because this isn't a breakup necessarily reading, but this is a being able to take a step back in a mature fashion, and allow room for development and allow room to mature in this connection. You're just going to, that 3-legged race is really all that I can picture right now. You're not going to be able to go in either direction until somebody makes the mature decision to just be like, you know what? We really need to sit and figure out what direction are we going in, and I want to hear your side. Okay, now it's my turn to speak. Okay, here's the conclusion. Like, it might even take time to do that. But I do feel really positive with the Justice, the Fool, the King of Pentacles. I feel really positive. And even the 6 of Swords or the 3 of Pentacles. There's potential there. There's just immaturity caught up in the middle of it, which is totally fine. Like, there's a lot of love underlying the Prince of Cups, you know. There's love and respect, but it's really learning how to communicate with one another in a mature level. And I say that all the time. It's not anybody's fault. Yeah, the 6 of Pentacles, boom. Really learning how to balance, right? And also learning how to receive and take and receive, right? The 2 of Wands, that direction thing, right? And the 8 of Swords. I feel like you need to hear, pile number 2, that this connection isn't going anywhere. You and this person are solid as a rock. And like, I feel like you and this person are solid, but you're just having some issues right now, and that's okay. The Hierophant, boom. It doesn't get more solid than the Hierophant. It doesn't get more solid than a Taurus. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, or you could be dealing with somebody with some Taurus energy. The 7 of Swords. One more card. So I feel like there's some more information with that 7 of Swords. The 7 of Wands. You know what it is? Yep, the universe. Okay, I get it. I understand. The 10 of Wands. And one more card, please, Spirit. But I understand what's going on. The 9 of Pentacles. Boom. Whoever you're dealing with, particularly if I'm speaking to the feminine, you're masculine. Yep. You're masculine. The Empress. I love this. Okay. The masculine that you're dealing with, your counterpart or whatever, they are going through it right now. They feel very out of control. If you follow me on Instagram, please do. But if you follow me on Instagram and you watch the weekly that I posted, it was very it was very telling that the masculine is really struggling right now. And I feel like this energy, whenever this video finds you, because it is timeless, but they're really struggling right now. And yes, they do have secrets, and I feel like you're misinterpreting those secrets. You're taking the secrets as, is this person cheating on me? Is this person trying to get over on me and all that stuff, which is completely human, completely normal. But I don't think that they necessarily are. For some of you, of course, they're being shady. But for others of you, they're just trying to figure out what to do next. They're just trying to figure out what's going on. They're very heartbroken. They're very confused. They've had to be forced to look at their reflection, and that's why they're in this solo journey. And so Spirit is really asking you, calling on you to step into this Empress moment where you focus and you give that energy to yourself and be a support system and a nurturing system, opposed to trying to figure out what is going on. There's nothing for you to do right now other than just be a support and let them get out of this hazy kind of phase that they're in, is really what I'm hearing from Spirit. You can't force this. Now, if you're a masculine watching this for a feminine, then I will tell you, like, your feminine is very concerned. If you're shut off and you're not speaking and you're not communicating, I can say this, feminine to feminine, then their imagination is running wild with what possibly could be going on. So if you're not speaking and you're not articulating what is happening, then they're thinking the worst. That's just natural human nature. It's not that they're trying to force you. It's not that they're trying to push you into something. They just don't know what's going on. And if you're not communicating what's going on, then how can they help and how would they know to support? So it's a balance, you know. And if you're the feminine and you're watching this, you know, I know how we are. Like, we, you know, our heads go into tailspins. I said it to any of the lovers that I've had. It's just like, when you don't communicate with me, then I'm going to imagine what it is. And my imagination runs wild. And you don't want to hear the story that I come up with, you know, of what's actually going on. So I get it. But at the same time, I've had to learn and really look at my situations that I'm in and be like, you know what? I could be looking at this from an immature angle because I'm going off of what I see on TV. I'm going off of what my friend said. I'm going off of like what my mama said and this, you know, I'm going off of Love and Hip Hop or whatever, or what have you. You know, not everything has to be nefarious. There is real life that happens in people's relationships, and the masculines go through issues too. The feminines go through our own issues. Sometimes we're not meant to understand. We're just meant to nurture. We're just meant to be a tree and a stable force. I do feel like you're safe. For most of you, you're safe to trust this person, that they're just having an issue of communicating and articulating the feelings that they're expressing right now because they are sad and they're trying to figure out which direction to go. So there's a level of patience that is required. The Nine of Pentacles. I do feel like feminine, if we're being real, there are things that you need to be focusing on that don't involve a relationship right now. There are things that you could be doing and executing, things that an empress would do. There's an empire that you have to take care of that you are neglecting because you're focused about what they're doing. Wrong. That's wrong. Like, we can debate if you want to. I probably won't in the comment section, but if that triggered you. But there are things that you seriously could be working on that don't involve this person. Work on those things. You're not helping them by fiending for them. And again, if you're the masculine in this issue, then you need to take responsibility for whatever your actions are and get on your Nine of Pentacles shiz and do what you got to do. There's no in between. Like, I sound so Capricornian, guys, and I'm sorry. Like, in my D9, I go to a double Capricorn. I have like 3 planets in the 10th house. So, you know, believe you me, I hate sounding like this. And sometimes I don't take my own advice. So, I mean, I do take my own advice, but sometimes I'm very stubborn about it. So I understand it. I get it. I don't want to sound like, but for the sake of evolution, you know, it's black and white. It's black and white. You're not going to be able to cheat the system. You know, particularly if you're in a relationship, it's not going to be honky-dory all the time. You're dealing with a whole nother individual with their own individual chart, first of all, their own individual brain, second, heart, feelings, all that good stuff. They're not something that just comes in. I know in film, we have this, in film, there's this character, and it's called the manic pixie dream girl. And it's kind of a critique about how like men, when they write women, it'll kind of be like how a woman comes in like a pixie and they're like a little crazy all over the place, and then they make everything better, and then when they're off screen they don't count. You know, there could be a manic pixie dream man too. You know, it works both ways. Like, where you masculine, if you're watching this, you need to understand that the feminine does have a life that's going on. They're genuinely worried. You don't see the tears that they're crying. You don't understand the rejection that they're feeling if you're not communicating to them. And feminine, you're not seeing what's happening when they're not on camera. There's other life out there. There's other responsibilities and obligations that are boggling this person down, and they're embarrassed to really even say what it is because they don't even know where to start, and they don't like that. They don't like not feeling in control. So now is the time again to take a moment, take a breather. You're in this three-legged race together. Take a moment, take a breather, and communicate with one another where the fear is coming from and where the blockages are coming from, so you can get to an understanding, so you can start running again. Okay, so let's look into, of course I have my other deck. We're going to look into what's next in love, but that's where we're starting. And this is heavy, but this is grown people talk. If you're trying to be in a long-term commitment, it's not honky-dory all the time. You're going to go through these issues, you know. We got the High Priestess. And we have the Tower. Wow. Really powerful combo to start off with. You know, there's definitely some revelations or things that are coming to the light. Things that were in the dark are now coming to the light. The Four Cups. Whoops. The Three of Swords. There we go again. And I want to say, Pal, too, you know, kudos to you, because I do feel like you're in some sort of like long-term commitment. You know, it's just might be in like a little bit of a downturn right now, and that's okay. But it's cool to kind of see the energy shifting, because this is very much a couples reading. The King of Pentacles. I'm here. I'm clearly hearing Taurus, guys. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Virgo did come out, but this person has Earth placements, regardless if it's their sun or their moon. The Ace of Wands. Nice. I feel like deep down you already know this. Pile number 2. You already know that, like, this is what needs to happen. It needs to be hit pause for a second, because both of you guys are you're about to tear each other apart. I feel like you already know this. This is really confirmation, because I think that there's that fear of the abandonment, that fear that it's not going to work out. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Whew. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. Didn't we have the Hermit earlier? Or was that pile number 1? So Virgo energy again. All right, so what's next in love? Oof, okay. So there's some truths that have to come out. Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords. There's an uncomfortable period that's here, that's coming, or whatever, that you're in the middle of. And I really do think that it goes back to what I was saying about independence. You can take a break with somebody and still love them and come back to them. I really want to express that I'm not preaching break up, even if the truth comes to light. I know that some of you in the comment section are going to be like, well, if they lied, then I don't want to hear it. Okay, that's fine. Then I'm not talking to you. You know, you have free will. I'm talking to people who truly love this person, but understand that people are flawed, understand that people make mistakes, and understand that there is a level of redemption, okay, that can be formed when you truly are trying to build something with a person. There is not a single soul on this planet that is going to be perfect in a relationship 1,000% of the time. We are human. If that was the case, then we'd be a blade of grass, we'd be an oak tree or something else. We would not be a human in this flesh suit, okay? So I like, you can say what you want in the comment sections, but this is where I'm coming from. You can disagree if you want to. That's up to you. I don't think that I'm always right, but when it comes to my messages on my channel, this is what I'm talking about right now. But I just want to say that, like, there will be some type of separation. There will be something that comes to light that might catch you off guard. This person is, you know, I kind of got to go back on what I said a little bit with the Seven of Swords coming up twice. This person is doing something shady, but I promise you it's because they don't really know how to communicate. I don't think that they've ever been in a connection or a relationship with somebody who they can say they messed up with and will forgive them and will try to work it out. They just feel like it's like they already did something wrong or they started off bad, so now they built themselves up. They don't know what to do, so they've reversed the energy. I guess that kind of sounds like gaslighting. There's labels for everything now, which is fine, but it makes it very difficult to have a human conversation. It makes it feel like we all just have to walk around and be the best versions of ourselves all the time. We have good days and we have bad days. I feel like this person has been keeping some sort of secret that is going to have to come to light so it can be worked on. And again, if you're the masculine watching this, then, you know, sorry to put it on you, but just because the King of Pentacles is here, you know, what's done in the dark shall come to light. It happens, but I think that you would do better by coming clean with your feminine, because I think that your feminine is an empress, and I do think that they would try to understand. They might be upset. They might be like, hey, I need to take a breather. Hey, we might need to reorganize how this connection is coming, because this is triggering. I'm hearing specifically, this is triggering to combat the codependency issues that both of you have and are reflecting and are mirroring one another. The feminine in this scenario, regardless of where you fit, they are coming in and they have been codependent because they're scared of abandonment, rejections, or whatever, and they don't think that they can stand as strong on their own as they can. They've neglected some of their obligations, and if you're the feminine, then you might have neglected some of your obligations. This is coming because you need to know that you can't control this person. They're an individual. You can't force what it is that you want on them. So that's why this is happening for the feminine. For the masculine, you have to learn that it's not all about you. And that's twofold. You can't learn that it's all selfish, it's all self-centered, the world revolves around you, but also that you're not alone. And you being alone and abandoned or whatever happened in your past life is not an excuse for you to behave poorly towards people who love you in this lifetime. That's it. Both of you, in order to be in that next phase of the relationship, have to go through this, because there's a really strong, just like that runner chaser energy for, you know, the two of you. It just feels like, both of you are like self-sabotaging this connection for different reasons, but just acting out of the same fear. And I think that both of you are feeling super isolated again, but right next to one another, feeling very isolated. Whew. Oh my gosh, this is such a heavier reading than I thought it was going to be. That always happens to me. My guides are always like super serious. And I'm like, I just wanted to say that love is coming and that is going to be great. That's how I think about every reading, and that never happens. But yeah, the Knight of Swords is represented here. This has to happen. This has to happen. Okay? There has to be knowledge that is gained. The Page of Swords, that's not the Knight of Swords, excuse me. That is the Page of Swords. So now we have all the pages here. The Page of Pentacles. The Emperor. We got quite a few cards. I'm not going to take all of them, but I just want to look to see kind of what the messages are. Yep, there's the Devil. I knew the Devil was going to come out here at some point. That was a Hangman, sorry, it was not the Devil. But it's all about perception. And there's a level of maturity. So we saw the Empress earlier, now it's, you know, now we're seeing the Emperor. You got to look at this through a mature set of eyes. You do. And I'm not here to call you immature. If you don't agree with me, that's your prerogative. I can't force you. But I am here to say that there is another way to look at it. And if you're basing your relationship, if you're basing your one-on-one personal relationship that's curated by you, the gods, and you, the gods, God himself, or however you identify, and you're basing it off of movies that you've seen, you're basing it off of books that you've read, you're basing it off of other people's relationships, other people's experiences, you're basing it off of shiz that you heard in childhood, and you're looking at this from if you're saying the same thing that you would say when you were 20-something years old, 15 years old, 30 years old, depending on where you are, and you have not evolved on some of your hard whatever, and you love this person, then you got to look to see where you're coming from. Both of you, the masculine and the feminine, depending on where you're watching this, both of you are not working towards working together, okay? And if you're not doing that with somebody that you know that you love and you want it to work out, and you're just gonna, you know, turn around and cross your arms and stomp around and just talk about how pissed you are about it and not actually do any of the work to, again, de-riddle yourself from this codependency issues that both of you have, then, you know, that she, who am I? Like, I don't freaking know. You know, then that's your decision. Like, I'm not here to force anything. I'm just here to offer my free help. Okay? And then we got judgment. So it's your call. It's your call. That's it. You know, you do what you want. I do what I want. Shug, you know, oh, I guess the baby's on timeout. So sorry, I did not mean to offend the baby. I know that he's in hot water right now, so I'm gonna do whatever. But like judgment, it's your call. You either hit the call or you don't. But this is kind of what's next coming up. But I do feel like whatever the secret is or whatever that hasn't been told in this connection, once it's revealed, it'll be good because I don't think that it's as bad as like the feminine has made it out to be. It'll just be like a relief to be like, oh, this is what we're dealing with. Okay, great. Let's deal with it. So there will be something that's brought to light. That is the next thing that's happening. And I feel like it's going to be very telling, but you have to be honest with yourself, regardless of shame, regardless of embarrassment. I know that there's this pick me attitude that's going on, whatever, you know, if you want to be in a relationship and this person is for the most part as healthy and productive as they can be, but they have room to make mistakes, then let's go, you know. This is not a fairy tale. Nobody's a princess. Like, you know. All right, I'm done harping. Let's look for the card. So let's see when the window of when this could happen. Okay, this is a time deck. You know, this is just something for your own personal reference. Time is funky when it comes to spirit, so you don't have to tie yourself to this, but I'm just throwing this as a reference of when some of this stuff could happen. Again, take it or leave it. So we got search for exchange. Of course, we passed June 15th to July 16th. So I'm paying attention to the 3 weeks, 3 months. There could be some Gemini energy, but within 3 weeks, 3 months, this could happen. I'm really being drawn to the 3 weeks from finding this reading. And yeah. Yeah, and there's that Taurus energy again. So we got 2 weeks, 2 months. So between anywhere 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 months is when this is happening. This is pretty much a soon energy. We have create a structure and search for exchange. Wow, search for exchange, twin energy, the lovers represented here, the creation. Okay, so search for exchange. There has to be a middle ground. There has to be a middle ground. You don't have to just throw and abandon the whole relationship away because somebody messed up. All right. And masculine, this person isn't just going to throw you away because you messed up. You need to unlearn that. If you're the masculine watching this, you need to unlearn that. That's not healthy. And then we have create a structure. You guys need to rebuild, start over, get this out in the open, or let spirit reveal for it. You know what? You can ask spirit to be like, spirit, reveal whatever it is that needs to be revealed, because I feel like in the meantime, you're like driving yourself crazy. So just get it revealed. Open yourself up, let spirit tell you what they want to tell you, and then you can work on rebuilding it. But there does need to be a separation for a second. There needs to be a focus on independence. Like I said, both of you guys individually have stuff that y'all need to take care of. Outside of this relationship, spirit is offering you the opportunity to go ahead and take care of it, okay? So now let's look into the oracles. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. What I say? There's love here. You know, I would be a shady reader if I was just like, leave this person, they're the worst. I would be leading you astray. There's love here. You just decide what you're willing to do and how you're willing to compromise and work, you know, through it. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Okay, we got Q. Oops. All right, we got a few. How many are here? Yeah, so this is Spirit just reiterating. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Sexual union, honor the place in one another where you're one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. This is definitely like twin flame, soul vibes, you know. This sexual union card is giving me some vibes. I'm just gonna put this out there. Either some of you need to take a break from having sex, or some of you need to have sex in order to communicate, you know, depending on where you fall. And then we got, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads. That is imperative. Drill this into your brain, pile number 2. And then acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point in trying to change which is beyond our control. All right? Again, driving it home. Driving the same things home. Okay? Let's see. Anywhere else? Accept it for what it is and keep it pushing. Unrequited love. Interesting card to start off on, but let's keep looking. Attraction. Yeah, okay, that's what I got. I feel like the unrequited love retreat. Yeah, I feel like the unrequited love, there is love there. That's proven. We've talked about it. But it's just like, if you're the chaser in this situation and you're begging for this person to give you the love that you're expecting, then it's going to feel unrequited because they're not in a space to give it to you. If you're the person who's the runner in this situation and you're running because you think that this person is no longer going to love you after you reveal what it is, then it's going to be unrequited. You know, because you both are doing the quote, you're doing the opposite thing to get what you truly want. So of course it's this imbalance, but there is attraction there. Retreat. You guys need to take a break just for a hot second. And recalibrate real quick. Soulmate. What I tell you, y'all are soulmates. Yes, this is your soulmate. And then past life relationships. You guys have so much past life karma. Keep an open mind. This is to you guys. You know, like I said, do not just throw the whole relationship away if you actually want the relationship. You're not proving anything to anybody. You're just going to be alone and sad with everybody else who is alone and sad. Especially if you're listening to single people give you relationship advice. You know? But you and this person are soulmates, your past life relationships. This is a very strong energy. It's just feeling unrequited right now because there is unbalance. But there is so much love and appreciation for this connection here. You just have to trust that. Pile number 2. This, again, turned out to be a way different reading than I thought it was going to be. I came in here blind. So please let me know if this resonated. If it did not resonate, then you can tell me, but be nice about it. Like, I don't want to hear no craziness. Like, I do this for free. I do this out of the kindness of my heart. I don't even make y'all sit through ads, mind you. So if you have something to say, that's cool, but just be mindful of it and just think about it before you just splurt it out. I'm telling you, it's one of my pet peeves, but I also believe in freedom of speech. So here we are. But like, I believe in the freedom of smart speech, okay? I was just digging a hole for myself. I don't care. It's my channel and I do what I want. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, do all that good stuff. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. Like I said in the intro, I probably will be taking a bit of a hiatus. There's a lot going on in my personal life right now. Hence why I did such an in-depth and full reading for you guys because I love you. There will be another reading this week that won't be necessarily love-centered. But yeah, that's what I got for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate and love you so much. Peace until next time. Woo! Oh my gosh. This has been a lot for everyone. But actually, if you're still here and you're just listening to me ramble in the middle as I'm like resetting, then the behind the scenes, then like that was pretty cool because normally we don't get those type of connections, like yes, you're meant to be with this person, this is your person, but there's issues right now, and that's a more realistic depiction of love than a rom-com, to be honest. So I appreciate that kind of reading. Honestly, I do. Because, like, yeah, we're just taught to be like, break up with them. They're the worst. They're toxic. And there's no room for improvement or compromise. So, like, but wait, what if I like them? So, anyways, that's what I got. So, let's go ahead and get out of here with pile 3. So, hello, pile 3. It is AD with Astrology, and I am doing your pick a card reading, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Let me tell you, this is a love reading, okay? We're going to be looking at where you are currently and what's happening next in life. So I'm really excited to do this, but let me tell you, the first 2 piles have been something interesting and something special. So I don't know what's going to come up. I have no idea. So I'm just here to channel and deliver the messages. All right, guys. Was there anything else that I had to say? Yeah, just a quick rundown. We'll start off with astrology, move into tarot, and then we'll end on oracle cards. Just so you know, this reading has run really long, so strap in, buckle up, because we're in this thing. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. I haven't even done a long reading like this in a minute. So, whoo! All right. So let's get started. Interesting card to start off on because honestly, I cheat a little bit. I'm just going to tell you, pile 3. There was a boat card that came out, but I see the boat card has come out before, so I stuck it back in there, and then the plane card came out. So Spirit was definitely emphasizing that there's going to be movement of some sort, either movement. Of course, I'm asking about love, so I'm assuming that it's movement in love, but it could just be movement in general. So things could be taking off, taking flight, setting sail, moving on, right? So sometimes I do that, guys, especially with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, if I like keep seeing it, because sometimes there'll be ones that haunt me, and I'm like, I don't want to see you, so I stick it back in. But something else of movement came out, so that just told me that Spirit wanted me to double down and be like, no, we said what we said. We want to emphasize the movement that could be happening. So let's get into it. We're starting off with astrology to see where we're starting, guys. So what is going on with pile number 3? Wow, the Sun, Spirit, Leo, that came out very quickly. Gemini, I think, Sun, Leo. Again, Gemini does represent movement, 3rd house, 12th house, escape. Aquarius, I know. We got Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini, Leo. Here we go. With the contradictions, okay? With the contradictions. So some of you are feeling like a loss of... You're feeling a loss, like you're feeling a loss. That's it. Like your ego is kind of non-existent right now. Doesn't mean that you're not confident, right? There's a difference. It doesn't mean that you're not confident and you're not like, oh, I own it. But I feel like deep down, there's just like there's a misfit. Like I don't fit. I don't know what to do. And again, there's a lot of headiness, okay? With the Gemini Aquarius, that's 2 air signs. So there's a lot of thought. All right, we just had like 5 cards come out. Black Moon Lilith at the bottom of the deck. I think that this happened last time I did pile 3. Excuse me. So interesting to see that come up twice. So let's start off. We had 8th house, endings and beginnings, death, Scorpio, 10th house, moon, soul, contradictions. Yeah, you're in a real funky kind of space, pile 3. You're sensing things that are training. Oh, yay! Grand trine blessings and Saturn return. Okay, awesome. So, whew, all right. Things are certainly going to be taking flight at some point, but I do think that there has to be. So it's funny because this reading has turned into pretty much advice for every pile, and it looks like pile 3, you two are getting some advice. Yours, you really, really, really have to do the work about your ego. The ego's important. Ego's what gets you up in the morning. Ego is the sun. It's why you shine. It's what makes you bright. Okay, there is a level of humility that has to come with life, but you have to understand you have to embrace and understand your purpose and be confident in that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I literally just learned this lesson like yesterday. I was watching, I'm going to say her name wrong, and it really, really, really pisses me off because she's a freaking icon and I wish I would say it right. But it's Leon. It's spelled Leon, and then I want to say Teen or something like Leotin Price. She was the first Black, first African American opera singer to sing at the Met. She was the first to have international renowned fame and everything. So I mean, somebody totally to look up. If you look up Leon, Tyne, I believe is how you spell it, Price, and just first African American Black singer, then she's gonna pop up. She's still alive to this day, God willing, when this is posted or when this finds you. But she is freaking iconic. And she had something that I was just enamored by when I was watching her interview. And she's just so confident in her voice. She was like, God gave me a gift and I fought for this gift and I used this gift and it took me as far as I could go. Yes, there were difficulties. Yes, there were issues that graced me, but I did the damn thing. I am renowned. I am the best. You're not going to get any better than me. And it's just the truth. And you can't even argue with her. And that really taught me something very imperative, because I have Sun in Aquarius. Sun in Aquarius is detriment. Okay, that's not a great placement if you're an Aquarius person. Or if you even have Sun in the 11th house, because it inherently takes your ego and makes you live for everybody else around you. Like, you're always concerned about everybody else. You're concerned about the planet. You're concerned about the world. You're concerned about your friends. You're concerned about all these other things that have nothing to do with you, that really end up hurting you in the past. So if you have strong dominant Aquarius energy, it's something where you got to kind of learn from a Leo. Learn from a Leo for a second. Really build up that confidence. Really build up knowing that, like, if God gave you a gift, if spirit, your ancestors blessed you with a gift, then it is up to you to use it. If you keep downplaying and making yourself humble to a fault, then you won't be able to receive any of the blessings that spirit has in store for you. It's just not gonna that's just not how that freaking works, you know? Spirit isn't gonna hand you your dream job if you already believe that you're not going to be able to do it. And when I say believe, I mean you do believe. You might believe 100%, but you need to believe 5,000% that you are the best person for the job, and there is that no one that can bring to the table what you can do. And if you do have that Aquarius energy, that 11th house energy, or even that Leo energy, then you already know that you're unique. It's a matter of embracing it. Of course, there's nobody doing what you're doing. Why? Because you haven't done it yet. Period. And some of the most revolutionary artists that we've had, Michael Jackson, Prince, Kanye West, people who have taken it, they're all Moon and Aquarius people. So, and we have Moon in Aquarius, we got Sun in Aquarius. So I'm speaking to a lot of Aquarian energy. And then if you're the Leo energy and you have to hear the exact opposite, then this is about humbling. So if that doesn't resonate with you and you do, and you're like, I'm the best, then there is a level here of being humbled. And there is a level here of embracing. And for some of you guys, you have to humble yourself to no one other than God and the Holy Spirit. The universe that gave you the gift is the only thing that you have to humble yourself towards. But I imagine that some of you are doing the humble thing before you've gotten even the blessing. And that has to end. There is a loss of ego, or there's been a loss of ego, or there's been trials and tribulations. You have blessings. You sense them. You know that they're coming. But the blockage that's coming here is not having faith in yourself and not believing in kind of what others might seem as arrogant, what others may seem as cocky. It's not. It's just you being your authentic self and understanding the power that you have in your voice, in your words, in your talent. If you don't celebrate those things, then who else will? It's like, Mrs. Price, Madam Price, she was like, I sing to myself in the shower. And she was like, and I love the way I sound. And when I hear myself singing, I'm just like, oh man, I cannot wait to share this with the amazing public, because they will appreciate it. But she gives herself that validation first. She's, oh my gosh, listen to the way that I hit that note. Listen to that beautiful crescendo. Listen to the technicalities that I'm putting into this work of art. The masses will have no choice but to enjoy the work that I put in. I cannot wait to share it with them. Do you understand the difference versus, oh man, I hope that they like it. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody. No, she was like, by the time it came to performance, it was effortless for me. I didn't have to worry about if they were going to like it or not. I knew they were going to like it because I did it, because I already practiced and I knew that it was going to rock. Okay. So there's that switch of mindset that has to happen in order for things to take flight. I know that has nothing to do with love, but I feel like that has everything to do with love, because that is a part of it too. You have to be in the right position. You have to be in the right space. Spirit's not going to hand you a blessing if they know that you're not going to take it. Right? Point blank period. I didn't need any extra cards. Let's just go ahead and hop straight into your tarot. I don't have to go into the Zodiac because you got so many of these cards. But this is what I'm getting for you, pile number 3. Believe in yourself. And it's and I'm calling you guys out, and it sounds like I'm talking like I'm you know, really calling you out somewhat. But every time I go and get readings done and I get people who channel like anything, they're always like, you gotta be more confident. I have so much Aquarius energy, it hurts. It's painful. And the funny thing about Aquarian energy, just a little tidbit too, is it in Vedic astrology, I'm sorry if I didn't say this is Vedic placements, but it was more so how it wasn't really, regardless. Anyways, in Vedic astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Rahu. So Aquarius already inherently comes with a debt to the collective. So there's just like a guilt that comes from standing out when you're an Aquarius, but yet you make it a point to stand out. That's the one thing that you have, is that you stand out, and yet you feel guilty about it. So it's one of those things where you really have to do that delicate dance. It's delicate dance. If you have strong Aquarian placements, strong 11th house placements, then there is a karma, there is a debt there that has to be paid. And right now, Spirit is emphasizing that debt, that karma that has to be paid. And yours is really stepping into that Leo energy, embracing that ego, and sharing the gifts that you were given, because it was given to you specifically to praise and elevate and raise the vibration in the consciousness, and to give back, in my opinion, to what I call God and what I identify as the universe. If you're not doing that, then there's no point in standing out. You know, you're just gonna be, you know, you're just gonna be off to the side. All right, anyways, let's go. Let's go. Chariot. The Lovers. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, we have the Emperor here, but let's keep going. Wow. Beautiful energy. So you definitely are moving towards something Gemini energy. And Gemini also represents connection. Even the Chariot, we have these two, yin and yang, yin and yang. So there is a connection that is coming your way that's headed towards, but I think that you have to know where you fit first, pile number 3, in order for that to kind of happen. All right, so we're taking it this way. The 5 of Wands. This has come out in every pile, so do not feel bad. The 8 of Cups. The 10 of Swords. Interesting. The Ace of Pentacles. The Temperance card. Sagittarius, Cancer, Gemini. Oh, Young Man. I just heard this quote from Pray by East Coast. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. It's electronic, but it's a crazy song. But it's like, young man still got a lot to learn, but you're not that young. So I feel like you're in this really weird space where it's like you're still in the space of having to learn things. You don't know everything, but you're not as young as you used to be. You do have some knowledge under your belt. You know, you're not that young. You're not a child anymore. And I think that you're okay admitting that. And so now is the final step in the final stage, especially with the 10 of Swords. I mean, this is the total ending of a cycle, of a very hard cycle. I feel like your angels are going to give you some release. Oh, my goodness. The 9 of Swords. And then the 9 of Wands. Perfect. I mean, perfect, sexy, beautiful. The Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So here we have 2 9s, which is giving me, you know, all of these cards looked, this entire reading looked like this. So I'm not here to pick on you. My guides are just coming through real specific. Right now, you're really fearful about a connection, about a real commitment, and this could be on a subconscious level or a conscious level where there's like a fear, there's definitely a fear of commitment. Boom, Aquarius energy again. You know, that Aquarius do not commit. There's Saturn and Rahu. They do when they do, but it takes a long time to get there because there's a fear of loss of freedom, really. But yet Spirit is saying in order to find your freedom, you have to leave. There's something that you have to leave behind with the 8 of Cups there. For some of you guys, this could be a new job opportunity. Again, we saw the plane earlier, so there is movement that has to happen here. But I feel like you're going to have to do the brave thing. Pile 3. You're going to have to do the brave thing of doing something unexpected, getting out of your comfort zone and working through the fears that you had. You are more than good enough. Your angels have blessed you, and they're blessing you with this opportunity to go do what it is that you want, but it's not happening in the smoothest way that you would want. It seems like it's coming at a price of something. Not anything dramatic where you got to like sell your soul or anything like that, but it's just like you're in this comfortable space and then you have to leave something. Like you have to be selfish. In order for this to work, you have to be selfish, and that's uncomfortable for you. Okay? Let's keep going. It's interesting because for you, I'm sorry, but I'm not really getting super lovey-dovey energy at this point. The Knight of Swords, I think that it's coming in, it's coming towards you. Of course, we're going to look into what's next in love. But I feel like this is the first thing that has to happen. This happened in pile 1 too. You might need to listen to pile 1. But there's information that's coming towards you. Yeah, wow. The Sun card. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. The Knight of Cups. And then one more. The King of Wands. I got more, but I'm going to stick these back in there. Oops, maybe not. The Hangman. Okay, the Ace of Swords. All right. Yeah, so twofold. Very similar messages to pile 1, but different. Similar, but different. Because there's work that has to be done on you first in order for this to come in. You, pile 1, I'm at pile 3, excuse me. You have to really... It's deeper than being comfortable in your own energy, because I do think that you're comfortable in your own energy. In fact, I think that you function very well in this Nine of Pentacles, but there's a difference between the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. And I think that you do the Nine of Pentacles thing. You're self-sufficient. You kind of got on your own. You might date when you want to. You're in and out and all this good stuff, but you have to really give yourself credit for pulling off what you pulled off. If you don't pat yourself on the back, pile number 3, for what you've been able to do thus far, then you're not going to be able to get out of the situation that you're in right now. It's stuck like Chuck. There is a soulmate for you. And let me tell you, this person is very confident. They're probably Leo energy, Aries energy, Sag energy, all of them maybe. They're fire. This person is very confident. This person understands their worth. They're not stuck like Chuck. They get it. They understand where they fit. Very, very masculine energy. Very much a yang person, okay, which is pretty cool. If that's what you're looking for, right? This person is very confident. They are in they're in what is it, like purgatory? They're suspended. They're around, but they're not going to reveal themselves until you understand that you're actually truly worthy of somebody of this caliber. Because they're not going to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that they'll move faster, but Spirit's not going to reveal them to you. Excuse me. Spirit's not going to reveal them to you if you don't believe that you can get somebody like this. Because I really do feel like the Sun, this Leo energy, this person is giving me kingly vibes or something. The World card, that could be different. There could be travel here, like I said, taking flight with the world. But this person is going to come directly towards you and they're going to approach you. But you have to believe that you're worthy of this love and not play yourself. Pile number 3, do not play yourself. Let's see. The Hermit. The same cards have come out. The same cards have come out, and I use different decks for all of these readings because this happens, you know. The Hermit to the Fool card. You have to come out of your shell. And the Hermit is that Virgo energy. Everybody has been so critical. I speak to the harshest people to themselves on the planet. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 people watch this video, because I'm speaking to really, really like harsh energies that are very, very critical of themselves. And I think that you got to get out of it. You've done enough critiquing. It's time for you to just live life, step out, have fun. The Fool, be ambitious, do what you want, step out on faith. The Tower card. There could be something that unexpectedly happens that takes you out of your comfort zone, and you have to be willing to make that leap of faith. But I really do feel like there's an opportunity. There's a massive opportunity. This person exists. You know, it's just like pile 3, I can promise you this lover exists, and they're close and they're around, and they will come and reveal themselves to you. But you have to do the work of knowing, feeling, embodying, encompassing that you deserve this. And it starts off with you understanding and giving yourself credit for your talent, for whatever it is that you do. Let's say that this person recognized you for your talent, and they're like, hey, you're really talented. And you're like, well, you know, I don't know, I've been trying to do this thing. And they're like, well, if you don't believe you're talented, then what am I supposed to do with you? Bye, peace, next. Like, that's kind of how they operate, you know? But this is an opportunity here. Strength, Leo energy again, Ace of Cups. But the attraction, the feeling that is coming is super duper uber strong. You know, it's not going to miss you. Pile number 3. It really isn't. It's beautiful, you know, this opportunity that's going to come. But the Ace of Cups is an opportunity. Wow, soulmate connection, the King of Pentacles. So let's see that energy too. Wheel of Fortune, the Star. Oh, and the Queen of Pentacles. Huh. Yeah, I was just about to say, I was like, I don't know why I get it, but this King of Pentacles is somebody different from your past. With a strong connection. This is somebody from your past, but there's somebody new. Like I said, this very confident Leo energy, this fast forward moving person. Then you have this King of Pentacles who you probably invested in a lot of relationships in the past. There's going to be a change there, and it's going to cause the Star card. But again, you have to believe that you deserve it. This is soulmate energy here, but there's somebody coming in, this King of Wands character that really believes in you and really wants to, you know, get you to where they're going. They're coming in with a very genuine love offer they want to pursue. And then there is somebody that it looks like from your past, somebody, you know, with the Two of Wands here that you have a little bit of history with, where there's going to be an opportunity for healing of that connection. But all of this happens. All of it happens when you accept who you are, your power, and your glory. It will not happen if you continue to hide in the shadows, if you don't take the leap of faith, and if you don't believe in yourself. Okay, that's that on that. So now let's move into the other deck to see what is next in love. So this is what's happening currently, sort of. It was kind of predictive, but let's look into it. So we got the 2 vessels. This is Temperance again, the High Priestess. Spirit is trying to get y'all hooked up. I'm trying to tell you, the High Priestess has come out in every pile. So Spirit is trying to get you hooked up. You're really being challenged to use your intuition and your faith. Wait. The 2 vessels, yeah, that's Temperance. That is Temperance. Sorry, I was like, maybe no, it's Temperance. The Ace of Wands. Death. Huge transformation. New opportunity. I feel like it's hidden to you. It's going to come out of nowhere. The 7 of Pentacles. So there's been a lot of waiting. The Initiator 5, the Hierophant. Let's see. The Justice card. So it's interesting. So there is a need for balance. So like I said, I think that I really feel like, again, this Aquarian energy too. You've done the work for the collective. You've put yourself in a position to give. I think that I think you've done that. I think you've paid off some debts to the collective that you owed, especially if you have a lot of Aquarian energy. Now's the time for you to give it back to yourself and for you to celebrate. Everything has to be balanced. You're not a better person because you're a humanitarian, and you're not a worse person because you believe that you come first. The universe is neutral, but regardless, each spirit will have to encounter the opposite in order to keep the balance going. There'll always be yin and yang. Hence why you're going to be meeting such a yang person who's going to force you to that's really where they come and help this next relationship. They force you to understand your yang and where you belong and your confidence, because this person just oozes confidence. They ooze passion, and I think that you can too, but you have to believe in yourself in order to do that. This softer energy with the King of Pentacles, that soulmate, because we did see the partnership. I do think that there's a partnership there, but this next person, this Leo energy is here to teach you specifically about really embracing who you are from the inside out and showing it unapologetically, okay, to the world. The devil. under the High Priestess. So this will be fun. 1:42. I'm just seeing where I am on time. This reading has run a lot longer than I thought. In the King of Cups. And we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. So again, just highlighting, there is a risk that has to be taken. There is a situation that has to, you know, there's going to be a time, and it's coming. And it's working its way down the pipeline. And there's going to be a time where you're going to have to take that leap of faith, and you're going to have to risk it in order to get what it is that you actually want. The outside in, look at this. There's going to be a King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I feel like this is kind of bouncing off of that fire energy. So maybe the person's like a fire-water mix. But there's somebody who's going to be able to offer really playful, a good time. It's going to be long-term. There's a level of commitment here with the devil energy. But I do feel like, you know, there is somebody who's going to be able to offer a good time, a freeing time. You know, they have a big heart, you know, especially with that whale there. They have a huge heart, and they're super loving, and they're super kind, super generous. I'm getting Jupiter. They have a lot of Jupiterian energy, maybe Jupiter in the first house. So Pisces, yeah, so that's Pisces, Sagittarius energy there, kind of godly. And Taurus, you know, Taurus is represented here too, but there's a long-term connection with this person, even if it's friendship, even if it's business. You have somebody who's coming towards you who really believes in you, but it's because they believe in themselves. But you have to believe in yourself first before they come in, because you need to be able to look at this person in the eye and be like, yep, I know it. So what are you going to do for me? You know, that is really what Spirit is emphasizing at this point in time. So it's interesting to see the Death. Wow, all of this major energy, Death, the High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Devil. So what? Major structural changes that are coming in, and I think that you just have to follow your intuition to understand what it is that you're supposed to do. I feel like a lot of it is just out of your control at this point. You just have to be down for the ride in a way, right? The Knight of Swords, exactly. It's like you're receiving the download, you're receiving the information. The Six of Swords, you're going to be leaving things that have prevented you from moving forward in the past are going to end. They're going to die. They're going to lose power over you. The Devil, the doubt that you've had, the fear has to end in order for you to be presented with an opportunity for you to start elsewhere. It's interesting to see the High Priestess and the Hierophant, because those are very like religious symbols. So maybe you need to tap back into the religious side of you if you come from a religion and that makes you comfortable. If not, then you don't, you know, you might want to adopt one. If that doesn't resonate, you're like, I don't believe in religion. That's okay. I'm religious myself. Still, I just have put my own twists and turns on it, you know, because I think that religion is an avenue to get you to spirituality, but you can always use, you know, the Pope. You know, you can always use a fallback plan for, you know, for when things get a little weary. But some of you guys need to step foot into a religious space, or a you know, wherever you come from. If you were brought up in a specific religion, you know, Spirit wants you to come back and kind of, you know, really rest it at the altar is kind of what I'm hearing for some of you. But this is happening, you know, this is coming in for you. The Two of Cups. Yeah, there's going to be commitment. There's going to be energy that's working towards you. The butterflies, there's going to be a transformation that comes in. So there is union. There's going to be union, but you got to cut out the doubt first. Yeah, the Moon and the illusions. One more, and that's Pisces, Cancer energy, and the Ace of Swords. Boom. What I say? Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles has come up in every reading, and it's just like, this is the work that you have to do. You have to do confidence, ego building. This is the work that you have to do for the universe to give it back. So if you want a relationship, you want a commitment, then you got to work on the confidence, you know, period. That's the deal. If you disagree and this isn't your reading, that's totally fine too. But you got to cut through the illusions that you have about yourself, and really embrace the Sun energy. Okay, so let's see if we can get a time frame for when this could possibly be happening for you guys. Again, time is an illusion, so I can't guarantee nothing, but this is just a time reference if you want it. Okay. 7 days to 7 weeks. So 7 karma, determining the circumstances. Yeah, this is giving me Wheel of Fortune vibes. So things are certainly going to be changing rapidly. It could happen within the next week or within the next few weeks with the 7 there. But this has the potential to happen soon if, again, you start doing that ego work and really believing in yourself. And then we have, wow, Thursday, 5, take a stand, follow your energy. Boom. Again, all that red Jupiter energy represented there again. So these are blessings that are coming towards you. And I think that it's happening sooner rather than later. So there might be a Thursday within this Thursday when this video finds you. Do not go, if you don't do this work and all this other stuff, then it's not going to happen. And don't rush it. But these are just indications of like what it could be, you know, when it could happen. But regardless, there's travel, there's movement with that plane there. It's one and all. So this is kind of a whammy. Wow, and then we even got Wednesday. What is this? Make up a balance. Be entirely realistic. Okay, so 4, 5, and 7 are kind of your indications. And then we got 11, which is Aquarius energy again. Libra, Cancer, Leo, and then Aquarius. So just highlighting again the same type of information, but this could happen within the week if you allow it to, or within the coming weeks, if that's the case. Do not cuss me out come this weekend and it doesn't happen. Like, I wish for me too that it was happen this fast. All right, so you got forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Beautiful. And I think that you have to forgive yourself for past issues. Spirit has never required anyone to be perfect. And so if you've been really, beating yourself up because you can spot your imperfections, then great, congratulations, yay. You don't get a prize for that. So just be aware that there is always an opportunity to forgive yourself and to learn from your past mistakes and start over again. Again, that's what goes into that ego building too. You're allowed to mess up. You're allowed to take steps back in a sense. If that's how you feel. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Imagine all wanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and spaces in your life. A whole bunch fell out, so I'm going to pull one more. But yeah, this is really what I'm getting. The miracles are coming in. Your manifestations are coming in, but you have to forgive yourself and you have to open yourself up and you really have to imagine the path being clear. All right, and then transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And let there be closeness between you. Always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. I feel like that's referring back to that connection that is kind of already in existence that you know about. Like I said, I think that connection is going to be taking a back burner. You guys seem to be going in a different way, but there is going to be an opportunity to heal that connection. It will transform. You will have a deeper understanding of this person. That kind of soulmate energy with the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy there. But this new energy has come to spice it up, flavor it up. But that connection you can be safe in, that it is going to change. So yeah, you kind of got two different readings. Deception. Someone is wearing a self mask in this relationship. That could be, again, to the person that we were speaking. There's deeper feelings. Love yourself first. Boom. There's nothing else to say. Chemistry. There's going to be an instant spark that comes in. And I think that you could be having deception to yourself by not realizing the light and the love that you have. And then give your relationship a chance. Give this person a chance. I feel like there might be this feeling that this new person who's coming in that might be somewhat out of your league, or they're not your usual type, or they're larger than life and you're like, oh man, I'm overwhelmed by that. Give it a chance. You don't know how it's going to turn out. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So don't be afraid of rejection. Just don't be afraid of rejection. You got wedding. The situation involves marriage and then healing family issues. So these last few cards, I feel like we're kind of all over the place because they're speaking about kind of two different relationships. So one of them you might have the potential to marry. You know what I'm saying? One of these people, either the person from your past or the person that you encounter next, there is going to be, you know, potential for marriage, a long-term union, commitment. You know, both of you guys are dealing. I feel like this next relationship that's coming in specifically is healing any of the family issues that you've had, any of those childhood traumas. Yeah, this is a very triggering relationship for you that you're meant to learn from, to heal from the past, and make different choices as you start to move towards building your own family, okay? So pile 3, that is what I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know if this resonated. Again, these readings were a lot heavier than I assumed that they were, but that always happens to me. If this doesn't resonate, then cool beans. Feel free to critique, but hopefully in a positive and constructive way, not in a nasty way. That does not jive with me, but whatever. We all have free speech. It is what it is. But anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already. And then, yeah, I have another video posted, but just to say I'm probably going to be taking a hiatus at some point because I have family life stuff that's going on. And so I'm going to have to take a step back. But I appreciate you. I love you. And see you soon. Peace. Until next time.